Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life. And this video, maybe is a bit about an apology. So, I debated on whether or not to make a video on this, but the person that the apology goes to, they blocked me on Facebook, and rightfully so. So as you know, we've moved, and and I'll tell you why I'm in this room after we talk about what happened. So basically, during our move, we hired people from Facebook to help us with the move, and it was really great to have the help. We paid them really well. We paid people $50 an hour to help us with loading the truck. And that may seem like an enormous amount, but it was such hard work that if somebody needed $100 an hour, I would have paid it. And not that I'm rich or anything, but it just was such hard work and we needed the help. So we had 4 people total that helped us, that we paid. And we had a couple more that just helped us for free, just because they were great frickin' neighbors. And they didn't even know us yet, because they helped us unload. And I wanted to pay them, but they were not interested in that. So they're gonna have to have some barbecue later, right? So anyway, one of the things that happened during the move, which was probably about 3 days in after the move, we realized that I couldn't find my big camera. And this is my big camera it's like a television quality camera. The cameras were commonly used by the BBC in the field and a lot of other places. And it was very expensive. It was, I think, just for the camera itself, if I remember right, it was $7,900 whenever I bought the camera. Now, it's been several years, many years, and they still go for $2,500 new. So anyway, we looked around and everything, and we couldn't find it. We opened up all the boxes and everything, we couldn't find it. So we ended up making a police report because we had one person that left early on the second day, kind of in a rush. And when we talked to the other people that were there, they were like, yeah, he showed up high. You know, and he did. He showed up late. He wasn't gelling very well with the other guys, and he, he took off early. And thinking back on it, he might have been high. I didn't really pick up on that. It was the other guys that told me that. And, that leads you to someone who is using drugs or whatever is someone that you have to be cautious of. And, that might be stereotyping. It might not be. It might be just being real about things. Because being high is something that you choose. It's not like the color of your skin that you're born with it. And I understand that drug addiction is a disease and that people really struggle with it and everything, and so you try and work with it. And I knew that he had just gotten out of treatment not too long before, so I knew already that he had some issues. And I want to help people. I want to give them a chance. And people need a second chance. And so that's why I didn't worry about it at all. And so anyway, then he takes off early. And so like 4 days later, after we are back here after we're at our new house, which I'm in the new house right now. I know you don't recognize the room, but I'm in the new house. And it is, we can't find my camera bag. And we have gone through every box that we could open that was big enough to hold the camera. Because here's the camera. It's pretty big. This is not an insignificant size. I mean, it's pretty far away from me here, but you know, like it's big. And so it wouldn't fit with its carry case and everything that we packed it in. It wouldn't fit into normal size moving boxes. And so, but we opened up every one of the larger boxes and looked for it, and we didn't find it. So we eventually made a police report, and we accused this person who left early because they were the most likely suspect. Now, we didn't have any proof, and I felt like, okay, I'm about 95% sure. This is what I told the cops too. I told them that we don't have any proof. We don't have evidence of them carrying it off. You know, we didn't have it on camera or whatnot. The cameras had actually gotten taken down the day before, our security cameras around the house, which next time those security cameras are staying up until the very, very end. They are the last thing to come down. And if we had had them up, we would have been able to see him walking to his car with nothing. And so we accused this person of this, and we put it in a police report and everything. And, you know, but the police said, well, unless you have any evidence of it, like, you know, being on camera or whatnot, that they're not going to do anything. And so they told me that I should check like Facebook, you know, Marketplace and Craigslist and stuff like that. And I did, and then I checked with some pawn shops, and the pawn shops incredibly told me they wouldn't help me. And so I needed a police report. So I went back and got a police case number, and then went back to the pawn shop, and then they still said they wouldn't help me. So what it turns out is that you have to use the police to do a search of their database of what all the pawn shops have been accepting in. It's actually much, much easier. And the police told me they didn't come up with anything under this person's name, and they didn't come up with my camera anywhere and such. And so I just figured it's gone. You know, this is 3 weeks later. We moved 3 weeks ago. And so this is 3 weeks later that that we found the camera. You know where we found it? We had this big cedar chest, which was used for like storing some baby clothes and some old blankets and stuff like that. And we had emptied it out because it was so heavy that for transporting it, we decided to transport it empty. Well, somebody opened it up and put this camera and all my magnet fishing gear into that cedar chest. And so since we knew that there was nothing in it, since we didn't pack anything in it, and we were very intentional about that, we didn't look in it. It sat in our kitchen for 3 weeks while we were trying to, you know, organize everything in the house. And then it was found. It's like, what the hell? You know? First thought through my mind was, I felt very bad about accusing this person of actually, you know, stealing it. And I feel justified in my actions, but I still feel really bad. And so to this person, I give you my apology about this. I'm sorry. I would have messaged you on Facebook, but you blocked me. But I probably deserve it, you know? So anyway, the police never went and visited him or anything, and it's really early this morning. I haven't called police non-emergency yet, but I'm doing that today, and I'm going to cancel the whole thing. Because even though they didn't make they just took a complaint number, it's not an actual case number or anything, I still don't want that to come back and haunt him later in case something else happens and they look that up or whatnot. That would just be bad. So anyway, yeah, long story short, I got my camera back, and yeah, gotta eat some crow, something like that, whatever the term is. So anyway, I'm very happy to have the camera back. My God. So now, guess what? You see this room here? This room is, well, it's bigger and then my other office. So turns out, so the kids got home, not last night, but the night before. Our three youngest, who still live with us, and they had been with family all summer. And so they get home, and my daughter, she's disabled, and she doesn't have fine motor skills on one side of her body. And so anyway, so like she can't use her left hand, and she can walk and stuff, but she doesn't have fine control over it. And so anyway, she was having a lot of trouble with the stairs, and so we decided that I would move my office because my office was the only room on the main floor of the house that was actually a bedroom. And so now this is my new office. We call it the Chevron room because of, well, all the chevrons. So anyway, I don't think that background will be on camera. I think it's going to be just the blue over here, and I got to figure out how to use the window light and everything effectively. So anyway, in one day I moved everything from her room down and everything from my office up. Now all I got to do is put it back together. And so it's nice. I'll have a little bit more room, but at the same time, oh my God, I got to set everything up again. So, all right, that's it for today. Hopefully I'll see you on a live show tomorrow. Marky Dragon, take care.